Good morning, everyone. We'll start. I hope everyone can see my screen. So today is the last thing that we would be discussing in Java, and then from tomorrow onwards, yeah, we'll be starting with the Selenium part. And next things would be like Selenium. We would go through Selenium thing, and then Maven project, Maven based project we would create, and usage of Maven, why we need to use Maven. I would tell those things, and after that a unit test framework, which is we say JUnit and TestNG, right? So out of this, I would uh, give a walkthrough on TestNG unit test framework. So with this three things mostly, we would be closing our training thing. Yeah. Today, the topic that I want to discuss is collection framework in Java. What we say? So it's a collection framework. So this actually collection framework is a huge topic again if we have to go too deep into this concept, but what I would just keep it short. Only thing is I would tell few basic things that mostly we are going to use in our Selenium automation. So yeah, basically what collection is, and why we need this collection, if you say. So you might have already gone through the uh, array concept. So first of all, am I audible? Can someone confirm?
Yes,
Yes.
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 Yeah, thank you. So you've seen array, right? So what array basically does, it just holds multiple numbers. So if you don't use array, only one single element is what we can define, right? Where is that? If I have to show you, let's say, yeah, one number. So usually if we just want to initialize and assign one value to a variable, we use this type of denotions, right? And then what if we want multiple values, then we switch on to the arrays like this, right? You have seen array thing. And why collections? So again, if you see closely, arrays would hold only similar type of data in that particular variable, whichever we would define. So what if we want to store this number 40, 50, 30, and then again some, what we say, string values, a, b, c, or name, something like. So this values with this numbers, if we want to store this one with only array, it is not possible, again because as array would give us only one specific type of data that can be stored. So that's why the drawback of array, what we can say is this. And other thing is, initially we would be declaring the size of an array. Let's say the other denotation that I said was int. So number of array one I would take was equals to new int of, here we need to initially only say, okay, 10 elements I would be storing in my this array, number array one. So one by one, 10 times we need to like all that 10 elements we can store it. What if we want 11, 12? Again, the other thing would be we need to come here, change the size and then do it. So this way, even with the size is what we have restrictions in normal array. So just to overcome all those situations, what we do is we have collections. So what collection framework basically does is, in general term, framework is nothing but kind of arrangements or a folder structure wise, wherein if we just want to traverse, if we just want to navigate to a particular thing, it would be easy if we do it in particular order, a sequence, or a known way. So framework is just arranging things in a proper way. So if you don't have framework, here and there, if you just keep things, you won't be able to, if you want a particular thing, so you wouldn't know where to navigate, where to go, right? That way. So framework is just kind of arranging all those things. And collection here is, so just like as an alternate to array, I would say. So array would store on similar type of data, but whereas collections would store similar as well as a different one. So here example was integers. Along with integer, we wanted to store strings, some other data types, float, char, all those things. If we want to store, we can use collections. So now in collections, again, there are many things, like we have list, we have set, we have queue. So again, inside list, there's another different types, like let me first create one general class here. So as I said, collection is nothing but, so it stores similar heterogeneous kind of data, what I would say. So meaning, so we have integer data if you want to store, and as well as along with integer if you want strings, and then float, double, char, whatever the other data types if we want to store. So collections, with the help of collections we can store. And for storing that, we need to use collections. Basically it is an interface. So interface we have gone, right? So wherein inside this there would be, I would show you that example later. So collection, for now you can say it is an interface. And then since it's those different types, so we have list, as I said, list, set, and queue. So for now we'll just focus on list and set. So list and set, when you say list, is nothing but under list, again list is an interface again. So list is what? So under list, we would have array list, linked list, vector, stack. So all these things we won't be going too deep. Only thing is, in collection we have list and set, and in list we have all those things, right? Array list, linked list. So in this, for our example, for our demo purpose, we'll just go on with array list. So what I'll do is I'll just basically create class, so you would have those names. So array list demo one. So I would take this one. So we have list, under list we have array list. So one is array list, and we have also a set. Set is an again interface, and in that we have what uh, hash set is what I want to discuss. So we have another thing, hash set. Hash set. So array list, and in set we have different things. Linked hash set, hash set, all those things. Uh, but then we would be just focusing on hash set for now. And then apart from this, the third topic that I would be discussing is map. Again, so a map. So in map again we would have multiple things, same just like that. In that I would just discuss about hash map. So these are the three things that we would be discussing today in collections, and then tomorrow onwards we'll be starting Selenium. So hash map, demo one. So this hash map, this is not part of collection. It is completely different map related thing. So its map is a completely different. But for now, list we have set. Under list and set, we have array list, linked list, all those things, and then uh, in set we have hash set, linked hash set, those things. So what are the difference between that, and why do we need to use this? So it's kind of again we need to dig in too deeply, but for our Selenium practice and for Selenium whatever we would be using, so mostly we just would be using list, and in some cases hash set we would use. And then uh, based on other scenarios, we if we want to store elements in kind of a key value pair, then we use map. And inside map we have hash map, right? So we can use hash map in that case. So here first we'll start with list. Then what basically list is. So list is kind of similar to an array. So if I have to just show how to what do you say, the syntax of array list. So what we have to do is just type array list and then some name, just like object creation, what we do, equals to new array list of this. And when you mouse over on this particular thing, so where is it coming from? It would come from java.util package. So all those collection things is written under this thing. So if you just click on this, so java.util package, if you go deep in that, you would have all these classes about list, about set, these things. So for now we are using this one. And now when I say this one, uh, since we have created an object of the class, so just like for other classes, whatever we define and we want to create object, we have done, right? So similar way, internally there is array list class. So for that class we need to create an object. And then object name, what is our object name? Al. So when you do al dot, then you get different methods whatever are implemented in this class. So if you can see here, there is add method, and there is clear, clone, contains, for each, get, is empty. So if you want to check if array list is empty, so we can give this and check iterator. You could iterate last index, first index. If you want to remove any elements, if you want to add or remove, we can do that. Replace and get the size, sort, splitter. So we have this all methods. For now what we'll do is we would add let's say add some object. So similar way in array we were adding, right? So So here I would add, let's say 1. And what am I adding now here? I'm adding one integer value to this array list. And then again, al dot add, I can say. So you see what type of data it accepts? It accepts object in the sense it can be integer, it can be string, it can be any of the data type. So uh, that way, now here I've added 1, so I can add 2. If we are using only integer related things, so if you see this array list, so just array you have added this way, right? So we would say number of this way, and then we can say, okay, 0 index, I want to store something, so equals to some value. So this way we used to do, right? So this way, and then 0 1 2 3 index. So same way, instead of arrays, we were using this list, and in this list we have array list. Array list would add elements this way. So we have a method called add. So whatever object we have created, create that object dot and then add method. Add and then give the values here, 1 2, and let's say, as I said, we can store different data types, not only similar. 1 2 are integers, right? So if you want to store string, then just say add and then give some string value. String value would be in double quotes, right? So I want to store name1, some string. So again, al dot add method, and then instead of this, I want to store some float or double value, 10.4, let's say. Like this we can do. So what have we done? We have just created object of the array list, and then we have add methods, right? We have added some integer and then this. So what if we just want to see how the list would look like? So if that is the case, here you just say al object, we can just print it, and then when I just execute, you see, first 1 we have added, and then 2, and then name1, and then 10.4. So whatever we have said to add, it has added in this list, and that list we are printing it here, right? So this is how you just can add elements to this. Now similar way, after add, what are the other methods, other things that we can perform? We can remove some elements if you want. Let's say I want to remove this 2. How to remove? So just say, or instead of 2, I want to remove this name1, let's say. So al dot remove is a method, and then here is what index also you can pass, or the object particular object name as well. So for now, we will see based on index, let's say. So index of 2 would be what? This is 0. This would be first position. So the index would be 1 for that if you want to remove 2. So here, if we say, if we do this, and then now if we ask to print the list, so whether or not we can see if it is deleting, it is removing that or not. So if you see, firstly the array list was this way, and then after this remove method, it has removed that too, and positions were shifted. So here now the latest list is this, right? So remove method is that, and instead of this index, you can say, okay, I want to delete name1. If you say, then give that value here, and if that value present in the list, then it would delete. If it doesn't, then it does nothing basically. So name1, if you are deleting, now if I run, see what happens. So it would delete name1. See, from that list, it has deleted that. Now what if you are trying to delete something which is not there? So it does nothing. If it is there, it deletes. If it is not there, it keeps as it is. So is it clear, everyone? Can someone confirm? about how to add elements to an array and how to remove. Clear. Thank you, Soumya. So thanks, Jyoti. So here, since we have added and we have removed, what if we want to see how much, what the size of an array is? So how to know that? Again, we'll just print, and then size, if you want to say whatever the array list name you have given, dot size is a method. So with this thing, you would know how many elements. So 1 2 3 4, so you would get 4, you see. And if you add another one extra element, let's say so here something I have added. Now you know 1 2 3 4 5, 5 elements. So the size should give us 5. If you run, you see 5. There's 5 elements. So it is giving us the length of how many elements are stored. And similar way, other methods also I would suggest you guys to explore it. And if you have any doubts, if you get anything, so yeah, you can just reach out to me personally as well. Like if you want, you can just email me. So any doubts or any kind of program that you have, you want to discuss with me, so I can again explain things in person as well. So or in the class, let's say, if you want, you can ask. So you can just email me. You can note down this my email address for your reference, and any doubts in any of the Java things, or later in Selenium as well, whatever I'm going to say. If you guys feel any doubts, then you can just email me, and then we can look into that particular code or whatever doubt you have. So I hope this one. So we have got size. What else? So if you say al dot, you can add elements to index based as well if you want, and then contains. So we have contains method, let's say. So contains, I want to see in my list if something is present. So let's say I want to see if number 6 is what I want to check if it is present, and then this would give us value true or false, right? So that's why we would just print it. We'll see if, so if you see contains, it would return us a boolean value, true or false. Returns true only if the element whatever we have given there is present. Returns false if it is not there. So if you see this particular line of code, if I run, you see false, because 6, what we are saying, a number 6 is present or not. So instead of number 6, I would say, see if name 1 is present or not. So we know name 1 is present in our list. And now this line of code, this al dot contains, should return us true. So if I run, you see it is returning true. So whichever elements a particular element contains, if we have to see, so we can use this one. So apart from this, yeah, anyone wants to ask any doubts in this array list? I guess this is enough for thing. Again, or else other thing that if I can say you, so I would create another array list class, array list demo2, or create one public method. So what was the syntax I said? We can create array list and then give any name. Array list, I would say al or anything, whatever you feel like, and then array list of this thing, and then just mouse over on this. You would have java.util, this thing. So other syntax or other denomination, like how to define this array list is, so here we were giving this way. Apart from this, we can also give it the other way. So if I have to show you how to do that, so we have so here we were giving array list, and this would accept object, right? if you have seen in the this previous class, so anything we were able to store it. But what if our requirement is even in array list we want to uh, store similar kind of data, let's say. So in that case, what you have to do is for your array list, so this is one type, right? The next one, let me comment this. So next thing is here itself in angular brackets, you can specify what type of data you want to store. So here, let's say if you just want your array list to have numbers, then we write integer here. And then we would store only integer data type, integer related. Now in this al dot add, when you say you can add number, and then al dot, if you are trying to add some string or some other object, and then you see what happens. So it says, it gives an error saying change to something. So because for this array list you have defined this should hold only integer values. Since you are giving string, this can't be done. So this way. And what if we just want strings to be stored? Then instead of integer, you can say string or any other data type, not only string or integer. You can have float, double, or whatever it is. And then see if you have given this, so number can't be stored. So it is throwing error here. So this way. And so in our Selenium framework or Selenium, when we are doing, we might use this thing, and instead of string, we would be mostly storing web elements over there. So the type of element over there would be, is instead of this string or integer, it would be web element. So it would be that way. So this we'll discuss when we are actually doing that, but for understanding. So here I'm saying, so we can store whatever data type we give, so that particular elements would only be stored. So this is another type of uh, thing how we can declare. And other thing is, as I said, array list comes under list. So we can also create the object of array list based on the this thing, what I say, let's say we have this thing right here. Instead of creating object again to array list, so we can also create object to the parent uh, class, and then parent list, it should be coming from, not here, it should be coming from java.util. So carefully take this java.util, and then yeah, so this way also it is possible. So it is nothing but array list comes under list, so we can even take parent reference and then give it to child, this thing. And then al dot, again same thing, we can do add, contains, is empty if you want to check, uh, replace, set. So set also you can replace, set is what, if you see closely, it would give us so at particular index, let's say here in previous example, at at first position you had 2, but you don't wanted 2 there. At first position you wanted value as 100. So there you can use al dot set, and then at position, which position, so I want at first position, which is index is 1, which is position would be 2, and then what value you want to store. So I want to store 100. So you can use this way as well. So this statement, when you execute and when you repeat it, so you would get, instead of this 2, you would get 100. So those things, that's what I just want. I cannot tell each and every method here. So only thing is, if you can practice it, refer, and any doubts, again, if you have, please reach out to me on this email address. So we can discuss further. Then so this is another type that we can declare. How to iterate. So let's say we have string of arrays. So array list I have declared, string I want. So al dot, when I say add, so I can add let's say what, some string. So name one here, and then al dot add, or some dog names or animal names I would say. So dog, and then cat, al dot add elephant. uh, so some things we have added in our list, and then how to just iterate it, if you have to say. So how to and any specific element if you want again. So I haven't told this. So it's out. So let's say you want a specific one. So whatever our element is dot, we have a get method wherein if you pass a particular index, so it would tell us what value it is holding in our list. So for example, here we have added first position dog, second position cat, and this thing. So second position is cat, right? So index would be 1 for that. So if you want at first position what value this array list is holding, so you can say dot get of that index you pass, and when you now execute it you would get cat, you see. So first position, first index, which means second position, it is holding cat. So what if it is we are asking for 2, which is third element, so it should give us ele. If you execute, we would get us this. So this is how one by one, if you want one particular element, we can do that way. Or else, what else? If you want all, like, iterate throughout the list, so how we can do that? We can do with what? So for loop, you are already aware, right? One is we were declaring int, it starts from 0, and then I. So for array list, array we did, right? Same for loop we can say, and whatever uh, uh, this thing dot size we have till there, we want to iterate it, and then I plus plus increment it one by one. So inside this we can say al dot get of index would be what, every time we want to change it. So first time it should be 0, next time it should be 1, then 2, till the size. So that's why we give I here. And now this line, if you execute, you see this line of code would give dog, cat, elephant. Another thing, if we have add something else as well, so something else if we add, and now you execute same code, only thing is, yeah, whatever elements are there, we are just iterating it. So this using for loop. And then another thing is we also have for each. So how to use for each? For whatever our list is there, write that list name, and then before that you need to store this in a single element. Let's say now uh, the element that I want to store is variable. So this is one variable, what I would say, in animal variable I want to store. So al, this whole list, one by one, each value we are trying to give it to this particular variable. And this variable, again, here we need to specify what type of variable it is. Type, again, in Java, as I said, type we need to specify. So type of variable here would be what? Is it string, int, or what? So we know the data type that holds is string, right? Here we have already declared string. So if you don't declare anything, then the type would be object. Since we have declared the type of what type of variables it would hold, string, so even this would have string. And then inside this, you just have to say this variable, whatever it is there. So if you print this one, and I don't want this one for now. I'll just comment it. So we have got this. Now if I execute one by one, it would store. You see, same thing, same what for I this thing was doing, for each is also doing. So here array list, we have to give it to a particular variable, and that type we need to specify, and whatever variable we have used one by one internally, for each again would use this for loop. So this is, and then the uh, last one that I want to tell is we have iterator method as well. So internally, this Java would give us the collections would give us. So if I have to say, so whatever our list is there, this list dot iterator is what we would have. So it would return us iterator type of string again. So this one, so if I am storing it in itr variable iterator, and then type of this, what it was returning, if you see, iterator of string. So we'll just give that type here, iterator of string. And then when you mouse over, just import that from java.util. Don't take from other things. So you need to focus on java.util only. Java.util. And then iterator we already have. So the here in iterator we have few methods. So when you say itr dot, so it has next, so it would give true or false based on if some next element is there or not. So next it would give the value of the element which it is pointing, and then remove. So we have this thing. So how we are going to iterate is, we would use a while loop here generally, and while, so itr dot has next. So we want to iterate our loop only till when a particular element is there, right? After that we just want to break out of this loop. So that's why we give this particular condition, and then has next, and then inside this what you can say is uh, itr, our variable name dot, when I say next, so this particular would give us a value. I would just comment this one. I know this would be too much or a bit of confusing, but uh, yeah, uh, try to understand this. And any doubts you have, just reach out to me. Whoever have any doubts, and I'll try to clarify it. So now this thing also, it does the same thing. Now if you see execute, so one by one it is iterating it. So internally, this iterator is handling all those, from which index it should start till when, and increment it one by one. All these things is done by this, taken care. We just have to use it, iterator, this thing. So these are the three ways with which you can iterate over a loop. So I guess this we are done with the array list, and now we would just directly jump on to the set. So yeah, anyone wants to ask any doubts in array list? Can someone confirm if they are clear with it? Or then I'll move on with the next ones. No, that's clear. Cool. Thanks, Sonia. So has set. So set is what? Again, if you see array list, we can even add duplicate elements, and again and again, if you just want dog, next time if you just want to add it, we can even add dog. So this is possible here in the array list. But whereas for set, generally it stores unique elements only. And if we have a requirement in our automation when we are doing, and we want to store something in our array, and in that array, if we want to store duplicates as well, we use array list. If we want to store only unique elements, then we use set, and in set we use hash set. And if you want to store elements in key value pair, then we use map, hash map here. So uh, that thing I said, I feel like that's enough, more than enough for you to understand about set. So it stores unique element. And now how to create again an object? So hash set, same object creation wise. We have some uh, what class object creation we did for array list, right? So same way we have to do it for our hash set as well. So we can say hash set, give some name equals to new hash set, and when you mouse over on this, when you just mouse over java.util it is coming from, and then hash set dot again to add same thing, hash set dot add object, remove object, all methods whatever we were discussing, just same thing. So here you just experiment it, try to add duplicate values, and you see if you are what type of list are you getting. So print whatever we done in array list, same things you can do it here, and only differences is duplicates it won't be allowing, and how objects are stored is what this different classes would give us. So for Selenium, I would suggest if we don't go too deep in that. Again, if you go again, this 1 month course, yeah, basically it wouldn't be enough, I would say. So array list dot add. So again, you can add this thing, or so this methods, that's fine, I guess you can try it. So one type is this what we can declare. Other thing is again, you, as I said, hash set is under set, right? So you can create object instead of this, you can create object for set as well, and you just import that from java.util. You can do this way. And uh, what is the other way which again instead of this, so if you want to store elements in like similar, this would give store different data types as well. So if you want to restrict it to similar one, so here angular bracket you need to use, and if you want integer to store, just say integer here, integer here. And this way when you call hash set dot add, then it would store only integer number, and some double quote string if you try to store, it would give us an error. So this can't be done. So if you just want, you can store one, and so store some value here like this. So this is what you can do in this asset. And apart from that, again same iterator loop, all those things would be common, same thing as what we have discussed in our array list. So here, so to get an element, as I said, what we can do is get a specific this thing dot get, you can say, and index we need to pass, right? Index is what, which particular element you want. Here let's say 0 1 2 3, so 3 if you want, uh, you can say this 3, and then if you execute, you would get that third wala element. So both position index is 3, so that way. And for something which is not there, if you're trying to access in array, you have encountered, right, that issue. So same thing, array index out of bound exception, because there are no 7 elements only not there, and you are trying to access that particular index, right, this way. And so same things in list as well, you just try it, add that, and then remove it. Same things here whatever we done, and then loop, iterate over that loop, and for each loop also you do iterator as well. If you want to try, do it that way for the set. So now I'll just jump on to the hash map. Or before jumping, so does anyone have any doubt they want to ask? If it is clear, can confirm it. I can then move on with the next topic. clear. Okay, thank you. So now what is this map thing? So map generally stores element, as I said, based on key value pair. So if our requirement is parent, we want to store element, not just one single element, but based on some keys and values, a pair, a kind of pair. If you want to store it, then we use this maps thing. And in map, we have hash map. So map generally stores based on key value pair. Okay. And then, so here, how to again create an object of this if you want to create, how would you do? So few things that we can say in this hash map is what no orders, basically whatever order we are adding. So in list, whatever order, whichever in order we were adding elements, the elements would be in the same order. But in set, that order won't be followed because we said unique elements would be stored, right? So if something is unique, so it kind of jumbles the uh, items inside that list. So basically set doesn't preserves the order, but whereas this list, whatever order we have already given, so that order would be preserved. And elements by the position can be easily accessed. So we were saying get of index 1 2 something, right? So in set, if you try to access with position, because elements would be jumbled, right? So with positions you won't be able to get that element in this set. So one by one you just have to iterate and then get that. And null elements only would be allowed once in the uh, set set thing. But whereas for list, we multiple can be allowed, I would say. And here in our list, so only thing is, since it stores values based on key value pair, so key shouldn't be duplicated. Meaning, so if I have to show you, so first I'll say let's define how the syntax would be for this hash map. So for hash map, we would just create again what type of data we would store. So key a value, right? So what would be the type of key and what would be the value of a type of value as well? So that we need to define here. So if it's going to be string, or should I keep it? Yeah, string I'll take better. So string, then you just explore with other data types and see how it is behaving. So hash map equals to new hash map of same this string key and value pair. That's it. So we have created an object, and when you just mouse over, take from the util package, and then when you say hs, so you have created object dot. So here what you can do, so you have different methods you would get here, hash code, contains key, entry set, and what else, remove, add, replace, size. So this things is there, right? So inside this, if you want to just add, let's say, some value, so we use hs dot put. Put is what? Next key we need to store, and then value. So the type of that we have given strings, right? So here key, I would say, let's say jan. And for jan key, instead of this short term, instead of defining that in short, we would say jan is for month, right? So january, I'll say January. So whenever we are kind of we would find somewhere that requirement, when it actually comes, you would have that. For now,
if in our code wherever we say, okay, if it is Jan, for Jan what value it is holding. So Jan is basically a key, a reference. Again, this reference would give us value as January if we ask somewhere. So same way, hs dot put method is to add, right? The add method we had that, but here we have a method called put. So put, so if we say Feb, it should give us February, right? So it should give us that way, let's say. And then hs dot put again something March for March or something. So DEC December, it should give December, right? So that thing. So whatever you want, you can write it here. So but so this is our key. So later, whenever we want, so let's say if we just want a specific this thing, let's say how to print. First of all, print. So hs dot I want to say, we would have again the get method, and get what it accepts. It accepts key, right? So this key we need to specify here. What is our key? So let's say feb, what value it holds. If you want to see, then here we need to pass that feb here. And then, so sorry, this is in strings. Our key is this thing, right? So feb, that key, if you hold, now if you execute, so we have a list, our key value pair. This hs hold all this key value pair, right? And then since it's holding that key value pair, here again we would get so inside that particular thing, we are just asking to give us a particular value which this key holds. So feb, so do you see, this is again not the same. And now if I execute, let's say what it gives, null. Reason, so I am trying to access a key which we have not even defined in our list, in our map, basically. So f is here capital, so it is case sensitive again. So that's why we need to give properly which particular key you want to give. So give that value here. And then if I run, now it would give us this value, you see here. Now instead of this, if I want March, let's say, so I should give this key should be given. And then this line of code, hs dot get of key, would give us value called March, you see here. So this is how you can add to your map, hash map, and then you can even get it, right? So uh, what else? If I have to say again, should I just iterate it? Oh yeah, let's iterate again. So iterator, how to iterate over map? We would have this iterator thing again. So based on this entry sets only, you can iterate it. So what our entry set is, so whatever hs dot entry set, and then here this would give us iterator method. So this again we need to store it in what, so this entry set is what, based on one entries it stores. So that entry wise we would just iterate it. So the type of that, let's say I want to give it as itr or itr1 or whatever it is. And if you just say, you see, iterator of entry of then string and string. So this way we need to define it. Then again use a for loop or while loop which we used. So itr dot has next, we know. And then inside this, so if we just want to print get this thing, so get, let's say we want to get the key as well as then value. So that first we would store it in our another variable, let's say. So itr dot next, so this would give us again one entry. So entry, some variable, and this entry again type would be what? If you see entry string and string. So first thing, entry set we have defined, right? Entry set means complete set we would get, and that from set what we are trying to access, we are just doing one particular entry, one entry, this thing. So this entry we are doing, and then if you want to print what key and what value it holds, so here key is equals to plus so we can say their get key. So what is that get key? So we have defined our key is this, right? So sorry, yeah, this dot get key is, it would give us key, and then let's say I also want a value in this particular key. So whatever entry we have defined, dot get value is a method. So to get key and get value, we need to use dot get key dot get value. For entry it would be the same one, and for entry set we iterate this one. And now if you execute it, you see this one, we execute this one here. I would execute. So whatever we have added, so key is fab. So it is again, you see order is not in sequence whatever we have done. So it does based on its so order is basically not preserved. And for February the value is this, for January the value is this, for March the value is this. So it is iterating over our map uh, thing as well. I hope this is clear. And with this, I guess we are done with Java. And from tomorrow onwards, we would start the Selenium part. So yeah, anyone wants to ask any doubts? If there are no doubts, then I guess we are good to close this session. And tomorrow onwards, we'll start the Selenium part. Thank you, everyone.